It looks so sweet. I love what they did with this game. You can even see how the oh my gosh. Oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna kill a lot of Kerbals playing this game. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Chris, and I'm playing a little bit of some Kerbal Space Program. I picked this up about a month ago for about $25, and I think it's actually dropped in price, so you can get it for around $23. It's made by a game developer by the name of Monkey Squad, and they're based in Mexico. They've been around since 2009, and I think Kerbal Space Program is the only game that they've developed so far. I am in the middle of a game right now. I'm pretty early on. I am doing the career mode, and I have a whole ton of spacecraft that I put together. So let's go ahead and look. I've built all kinds for different situations, because each contract that you get from the mission control building needs you to do different things. There's contracts where I had to test out the parachutes that you get from the science building or whatever. Fleet Experimental 1 and 2, I was testing out an engine, so on and so forth. If you go down the list, I just have tons. Virgin Galactic. It's kind of fun. That's the way the game is. There's a lot of things you just have to learn. You have to kind of go online and figure out a lot. It's a lot of thinking, and it's building. Not like Minecraft or 7 Days to Die, but more like building spacecraft and trying to see if it works or not. So let's go ahead and try to make something just to demonstrate how the game plays. So I'm not gonna try to complete some sort of contract. I'm just gonna grab one of these guys and build a spaceship. So this is a command module. This fits one of the Kerbal knots. I don't know what to call them. Anyways, they go inside here, and it's kind of neat because if you hit C when you're in spaceflight, you can kind of see what he sees, and that's inside of this thing. So let's go ahead and grab another thing. So let's get this big giant rocket and put it underneath it. So this particular rocket has its own fuel, and when you ignite it, there's no controlling it. It just goes. It burns. It's a solid booster rocket, solid fuel booster rocket, or whatever you want to call it. So let's go take a look at another piece. All right, so I'm gonna put some couplers down here. I can hit that button so that I can put 2 instead of 1, and they're kind of even on both sides of the booster rocket. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put these 2 tiny rockets on the side. Now these kind of work the same way as the this big giant rocket, but it has less fuel and less power, and you kind of get it early on in the game. If I hit the aerodynamics button, I can kind of put these nose cones on so it flies a little better. And one thing that I do need is I have to put some parachutes on this thing, because once all of this is spent and I'm done orbiting or doing whatever I'm doing, I've got to bring my Kerbal knot, my astronaut, back safely. So let's go ahead and grab a radial mount parachute and put it on the side here. There we go. So now that I got my got a little bit of a spaceship here, I can go ahead and launch this thing. So let's name it first. Let's call it Malin Craft 1. Okay, done. All right. So now I've just sent it to the launching pad, and we're ready to launch. Now, there is no countdown or whatever that you would imagine. All you got to do is hit the space button, and that will start off the stage at the very bottom of this stage list right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit space, and you can see that the two smaller booster rockets fired off. Now I cannot control these two. These are just gonna fire off, but I can control to some extent the direction of it. So if I hit the space button again, those come off, and now I am in stage, what's called stage number 2 over here. And that is burning off. Now this larger solid booster has tons of fuel in it, so it's going to get me pretty far up into the atmosphere. Oh yeah, look at that. I love how you can kind of just go around with the camera and take a look at what's going on. It looks so sweet. I love what they did with this game. You can even see how the oh my gosh. Yeah, as you can see, making a spaceship is at least a little hard. Let's go back to the drawing board, as they say. All right. So what went wrong is the temperature at the top kind of it got a little too hot for the command module, and what happened is the command module actually exploded, killing the Kerbal inside. So, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna kill a lot of Kerbals playing this game. So what can I do to prevent that? I guess one of the things I can do is put one of these aerodynamic cones on the top. That might help. Now, I'm not really sure, but we can give it a try. Another thing that I can do is I can put these little winglets on here. This should help with controlling the direction that the rocket goes in. Now, if I hit the D keys, somewhat I can control the direction of the rocket. Depends how heavy the rocket is. Maybe, or if you have particular engines, but yeah, you can definitely control it at least a little bit. Oh, maybe I should actually put a pilot instead of an engineer in there. There we go. That could have been the problem. I didn't have a pilot. I had an engineer in there. All right, let's put another one of these guys. Okay, now that looks even better. So let's give this one a try. Let's go ahead and check these stages. So that'll fire first, it'll let go, then it'll fire off the large booster rocket, then we'll let go of the large booster rocket, and then the parachute is the last stage. That looks good to me. Let's go give it a launch. All right, we're on the launch pad, and if I hit the space button, it should fire off the two rockets on the side. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so there's a whole lot of controls here. You can see my velocity right here, right on top of what's called the nav bar. I just like those two. All right, so now we're launching, or we're firing off the large booster rocket. Anyways, this is the nav ball down here. This helps you pilot the ship. These symbols on here help you know in what direction you're in and where you are in your orbit, or where you're facing more specifically. Up here is your altitude, so speed, atmosphere, thickness. Yeah, pretty much everything you need to fly your rocket ship. And my rocket ship looks like it's doing, oh my gosh, the temperatures. Oh, no. So the large rocket booster is now spent. And I'm going to go ahead and let it go by hitting the space button. And there we go. So no more rockets are attached to the command module. I'm just going to pretty much glide or float to wherever I'm going. So I'm gonna hit the M button, and this is gonna show me more of uh, a zoomed out view of the mission. So hit M, and then you can see the orbit. Now I'm not gonna orbit because I didn't have enough rocket energy or rocket fuel to actually hit orbit. But if I did, you would see a circle going around the entire planet of Kerbin. But what you see here is just this arc, and you can see the very top of this, which is called the oh my gosh, the apopsis. I hope I said that right. The opposite of that, which is on the other side, which is the periopsis. That's it. I got it right. Periopsis. All right. And yeah, those are two actual words in when you talk about orbits. The apopsis is the point on your orbit that's farthest away from the thing you're orbiting from, and the periopsis is the point on your orbit that is closest to the thing you're orbiting. And if they're at equal distance from each other, from the thing you're orbiting, then you have a perfectly circle orbit. Anyway, so if I hover on top of it, you can see the mailing craft 1. My velocity right now is 850 meters per second, and my altitude is 185,000 meters from the ground. So if you another thing that kind of concerns me about this flight is the re-entry is going to be very, very steep. I'm basically going straight up and going straight down. I have a feeling like Kerbal is going to burn up in re-entry, but we're gonna try to prevent that. So one cool thing about the game is that you can hit one of these buttons and you can warp time so that you don't have to wait through this whole thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Now if I hit it, it's gonna slow back down when it hits the atmosphere. There you go. So it's back at normal speed. Now if I hit M, we're back in the regular view here. These old capsules from like the 60s, the bottom part is what's supposed to protect the astronaut or astronauts from re-entry. Oh boy, look at that. I'm totally entering atmosphere hot. I don't think this guy's gonna survive. What's his name? Oh, what's her name? Valentina Kerman. I'm sorry, Valentina, but I don't think you're gonna survive this. She's going at about 1,000 meters per second, and we're only about 6,000 meters from the ground. Oh boy, I don't know. Oh, well, look at that. I might be able to survive this. All right, well, yeah, no, she survived. You lived. Easy, easy now. Easy. So later in the game, I bet you have to explore distant planets, and when you do, you can have your astronaut or your Kerbinaut, whatever you want to call it, out of the. She just kind of popped out. Oh my gosh. She's like rolling down, and there she is. So you can probably do missions and do, you know, scientific experiments or whatever the contract that you're trying to fulfill, and do things. And most of the missions in the beginning of the game are just more or less learning how to fly the rockets. You're not really having your Kerbal walk around or anything. Which is okay because it's hard enough for me. I'm learning how to. I haven't even gotten my first spacecraft into orbit yet. But when you're done with a mission like this, so after you've landed, you can go and hover over the altimeter over here, and you see this button called Recover Vessel. You hit that button, and that'll cause the space center to go and pick up the vessel or whatever, and you can see the report right here in detail. So let me see, recovery of the vessel that survived the flight, and how much science you received, the parts, and the crew members that came back. And Valentina came back safe and sound, amazingly. I thought she was gonna die. All right, well, that's Kerbal Space Program in a nutshell. I really love this game. It's a lot more in depth than I thought it was going to be. At first, thought I was going to be turned off because there really was a lot to learn, but that ended up being the fun part about this game. There's just so much to do, so much to learn, that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing this game a whole lot for the next couple weeks, maybe a few months. I don't know. I've got to make time for my other games, but hopefully I don't spend too much time in here because I still have 7 days to die to play. But anyway, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, if you liked what you saw, just give me a like and subscribe. It really does make my day when I see that on my channel. But until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.